Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jonathan Green, and I want to take this time to thank you for evaluating what has been quickly identified as the fastest growing home-based business project of 2019. You know, my background is that of a computer engineer, and I've been fortunate and blessed now to be retired for the last 15 years because I was introduced to this home-based business industry. Now, if you're anything like myself, then you probably believe that skepticism is valid, but only in the absence of proof. You see, someone invited you onto this call to get some information on a business project called ibummerang. Guys, I understand that we're going to evaluate this business project from the perspective of what Harvard Business School says are the 5 areas to evaluate before partnering with any business project. We're going to take a look at the company itself. We're going to share with you how ibummerang has attracted some of the most successful corporate execs from Fortune 500 companies, but also attracted some of the greatest minds within the home-based business industry. We're also going to talk about the need in the marketplace. You know, did you know that travel was an $8 trillion per year industry? Did you also know that it's the #1 research word on the internet between the hours of 9 a.m. and 5 o'clock p.m.? Guys, we're going to assess the product itself. We're going to show you how we've been able to introduce to the community a product that offers behind-the-curtain pricing such that in many cases you stay at 5-star properties but only at 3-star prices. Then we're going to talk about the compensation plan. Guys, we have a unique business model that literally offers a customer acquisition aggressive compensation plan, whereas distributors get paid when customers save on the travel that they were going to do anyway. You see, it's also designed such that it pays leverage income and residual income for building distribution networks around the world. And last but not least, we're going to talk about the timing. Guys, we're so excited about this project because we've been able to partner up with a company that's an 18-year-old rock-solid global travel company licensed and bonded out of Dallas, Texas, guys, a company that has won virtually all of the top honors and awards within the travel community. It's called Extreme Travel. And that company is partnered up with a ground floor home-based business model that is led by the Michael Jordan of the home-based business industry, none other than Mr. Houghton Buggs. And to really just share with you why there's this profound enthusiasm over ibummerang, I want to introduce you to my business partner, a gentleman whose background is that of an attorney, folks. But understand, the reason I want to bring this gentleman on is because this gentleman is documented to share the information that we're highlighting here, because this gentleman has served in pretty much every capacity of a home-based business, from a brand new distributor getting his first recruit or his first customer, folks, to building large organizations in the tens of thousands plus people around the world, guys. He served as a corporate exec in home-based businesses, folks, and he's also owned his own home-based business company where they attracted over 75,000 people just in the initial pre-launch alone. So without any further ado, I want to introduce to some, present to others, my business partner, Mr. Spencer Iverson.
Thank you, Mr. Green. It's a pleasure to be in partnership with you. Ladies and gentlemen, you just heard from the voice of a man who's earned multiple 7 figures in this industry, has trained tens of thousands. He and I together, even in the past, ironically enough, in travel, have broken and set records. And so we are co-piloting this ship on today together, building one of the fastest growing home-based projects anywhere in the world. And it started several weeks ago where we got a phone call to fly into Dallas, Texas. He didn't really know what we were looking at. I didn't know what we were going to be seeing. But in that room were several luminaries, one of which was Mr. Houghton Buggs, who's been referenced earlier. Mr. Buggs has earned over $110 million in the last 10 years from the home-based business space, from one single company, from one single position. He's worth over $200 million, and he says that this is going to be his legacy play. The this he's referring to is ibummerang in the world's largest industry of travel. Just a few months ago, in the third quarter of 2018, two gentlemen, one named Mr. David Manning, the CEO of Extreme Travel, and Mr. Peter Hirsch, he's argued cases in front of the U.S. Supreme Court, a New York Times bestselling author. They had a proprietary piece of software developed from a company in California that generated an algorithm that produced tremendous savings on travel. Mr. Peter Hirsch sent that to his good friend, Mr. Houghton Buggs, who traveled anyway. Mr. Buggs saved money on his travel. He said, you guys got to come to Houston because I think we've got something here. And that's where the explosion happened. That's where he had the epiphany of having 1 million customers in 12 months using this product. He says, my goodness, we can help bless a lot of people using this product. And just a few short weeks ago, as a matter of fact, just 2 weeks ago, this company announced his name, iBoomerang. Here's what Houghton Buggs is doing different. No longer are you getting paid from the small end of the funnel, which means no longer, as with other network marketing companies that have travel as a product, will you be getting pennies of the commission, pennies paid back to you. No, Houghton says we're going to pay you 50%, watch it, of the savings. Guys, listen, Jonathan Green, my good friend, let's say he uses my iBoomerang, and all that is, we call them boomerangs because it's a link to your website. Guys, your customer will get a link to your website that you give to them as a gift from you to them for absolutely free. Costs them nothing. There's no monthly fee attached to it. They get access to flights, hotels, cruises, the timeshares, luxury rentals, all types of things through your website. They will save up to 35% off of retail. Mr. Green, in this example, he books on my website using my boomerang, and he saves $2,000 on his trip to Europe with he and his beautiful new wife, Jill. They have a wonderful time. They save $2,000, but here's what happens. Because he saved $2,000, I get paid $1,000, 50%. Guys, can you begin to understand when you look at the thousands and thousands of dollars worth of travel transactions that happen every second in the United States alone? Over $70,000 a second is booked on travel online. That right there was a $100,000 pause. Guys, that was a $100,000 pause. Listen, when you become a member of iBoomerang, you get your own wholesale booking site where you can book your own vacations, hotels, airfare, cruises, and car rental packages. And guys, when you have that, you save money and you can earn points at the same time that you can then use to apply to different trips you want to take around the world. Once again, you're beginning to see why this is the fastest growing project anywhere in the world. It is attracting the veritable titans of the industry. Legends are coming out of retirement to get involved with iBoomerang. How do you get started? Guys, listen, everybody has to start at standby. And much like in real life and standby, it doesn't guarantee you a seat on the plane, but it does give you some options. Standby is $49.95. Okay, you get your own iBoomerang site. You get 5 boomerangs to give away to family and friends. You also get an ID side package, which is a program that does the presentation for you. But you know what? Some of you say, you know what, I don't feel comfortable flying standby because there's no guarantee that I'm going to even get on the flight. And you're exactly right. Because of that, we have 3 tickets, coach, business, and first class. Guys, in our coach package, we say, listen, it's a one-time investment of $250. And what will happen now is you can come in, you'll earn 10% of the dual team. You'll also be able to earn money when 50% of those savings when people book travel on your website. That's a way for you to get started. But some of you say, Mr. Iverson, I don't fly coach. I at least got to fly business class. Business class is just $500. You're going to get more savings. You're going to actually earn 100% of what's available when people book travel using your boomerangs. And you're going to get air, hotel, car rentals, and cruises added on your iGo platform, and you'll earn 12% in the binary. But some of you out there, I know, fly only first class. And when you fly first class with iBoomerang, you're going to get everything available to you from the travel benefits of your iGo wholesale website. You will also be able to earn 20% of the binary, twice as much as someone who comes in on the coach ticket. Then what happens is you also are able to get a 2-week advance notice on all of the trips, all of the excursions. So if Mr. Bug says we're going to go to Dubai, guess what? You get a 2-week pre-notice because every trip that we take is absolutely positively sold out. So in this model, what happens is now recruiting becomes obsolete. Why? Because we took a customer-centric approach to team building, to business building, because in traditional network marketing, only the big recruiters win. So what happens is, if you don't have that big circle of influence like Mr. Green, if you're not a great leader or a great public speaker, you have no shot. Here's what we did. We took a conservative, moderate and aggressive approach to customer acquisition. Let's say you go out there and in a year you get 10 customers who average about $600 per trip. Guys, once we do all the math on that, you're looking at about $3,000 a year just from getting 10 customers. You may say, I'm more aggressive than that. I can get 100 customers, moderately speaking. Guys, that's about $30,000 a year that you're going to be earning in bonuses. That's somebody's yearly salary. You may say, I know some wedding planners, some event planners. I know people who travel for AAU basketball, volleyball, competitive cheer, and gymnastics. I know some pastors and professional athletes. You know what? I can get 1,000 people booking travel using my boomerangs. You're looking at over $300,000 in bonuses, straight cash back to you from allowing people to do what they do anyway, book travel online and save, save, save. Ladies and gentlemen, we are building in the fastest growing home-based project in the world, and you are listening to a presentation that someone thought enough of you, that if you heard this information, felt that you had the wealthy mindset. Wealthy people make quick decisions and change very slowly. Get back to the person who shared this call with you. Let them know that you boomerang. I'm in. Let me know how to get my first class, my business class, or my coach ticket, and get started with us today. Thanks for listening.